Hi, I'm Jay Monte with True Fan Boxing. I'm here with Sean Sullivan of Boxing Digest. Sean, the good old days came back to Yankee Stadium, but it was a great weekend in New York. The Boxing Writers' Dinners was Friday night. Manny Pacquiao got Fighter of the Year and Fighter of the Decade, and he made a little speech and he even thanked you. What was your recollection of that night?
Right, it was. I had a lot of fun that night. You had Joe Frazier was there, and George Chuvalo, who got an award, and Freddie Roach, he got the Trainer of the Year award, and all these other boxing luminaries. And right, he did happen to thank me on stage, but I'm one of the vice presidents of the Boxing Writers Association, so he sort of thanked us as a whole, and we've been giving him the Fighter of the Year award, it seems like forever now, right, in the past couple of years, so sure, why not?
And Freddie's right in competition with him with the Trainer of the Year. I know he's won it before.
Right.
And if he keeps winning, I mean, he's going to be back again.
Right, in fact, Freddie Roach has won, the award for Trainer of the Year is called the Eddie Futch Award, who was Freddie Roach's trainer, ironically. And by now, I think this was Freddie Roach's 4th year that he won this award. So already he's won this award more times than Eddie Futch himself won it. So might as well just call it the Roach Award.
Well, anyway, the Yankee Stadium the following night, just before we go into the fights, how was the atmosphere?
That was great. And they had about 20,000 fans. The ring was set up in right field, and they had that particular section of the Yankee Stadium marked off for the fight. And we're getting close to Puerto Rican Day weekend with the parade and everything. So with Miguel Cotto in there and all of his fans and Yuri Foreman's fans, it was a great night.
I was there. I was in the upper section, but I saw a couple of the Met players were there too. So that was interesting to see them. They're boxing fans also. Everybody from all walks of life came to Yankee Stadium, at least in New York. Unfortunately, the first fight and the last fight had a little bit of controversy, yet the outcome was not in doubt. The first fight, you want to elaborate on?
Well, okay. The controversy, I guess you have to say, it dealt with referee Sparkle Lee when she let the third round go on a little bit more than it should have after the bell. Mm-hmm. The bell rang, and the two fighters naturally went at it for a few more seconds. But
he didn't get the proper rest. He only got 20 seconds rest.
Cuba.
And then he came out and he was knocked out
by
Martinez in the first fight. And then the last fight, Yuri Foreman hurt his knee. I mean, I don't know if that outcome was in doubt.
I think if you look at the replay, he didn't really trip on anything. No. He just sort of, his leg just went out under him in the 7th round. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, throughout the night, this was the last fight of the night, and throughout the night you had like 7 or 8 fights in the corners throwing ice over the fighters and water bottles. And so the ring had to have been really slippery by that point.
Sean, the controversy was the towel was thrown in. Who threw the towel in? Aram said somebody else did. What happened?
Right, the fight was stopped. Both camps of each fighter went in the ring, thinking the fight was over. The fighters thought it was over. They embraced, but it was Joe Greer, Yuri Foreman's trainer, threw in the towel because he felt that his fighter was basically out of the fight. He had, with his knee injury, and with him being the kind of fighter that moves around the ring a lot, what's he going to do?
But the referee has the right to rescind it. He said.
Right. There was debate about that.
He's criticized for it.
Referee Arthur Mercante felt that at that time Yuri. He said the fighters were still in the middle of an exchange. Yuri wanted to continue. He said that he wanted to continue. So referee Arthur Mercante threw the towel out of the ring.
But Sean, what fighter says they don't want to continue? Everybody, that's.
I can name a few.
Okay,
I don't want to, but I could.
But it put Yuri in a spot where if he says no, it makes him look like a dog. Image-wise, it's not a good thing for Yuri. Of course he's going to say he wants to continue.
And he didn't until he possibly couldn't with the knockout.
Is Mercante fairly criticized?
No, I think he did the right thing by taking the towel out of the ring. Okay. And I just think that's probably
Have you heard anything about Yuri and his injury? What's the latest?
Okay, the latest, Yuri himself says that he went to the doctor, and the doctor told him that he's going to need ACL reconstruction, which might get him out of the ring for at least a year.
Wow. Interesting. How did you see the fight before the injury?
Okay, well, the fight ended in the 9th round.
Mm-hmm.
And out of the 8 completed rounds, I'd say Cotto probably was ahead 5 rounds to 3, although that's a lot closer than the judges had it.
Right. Now, I personally felt Cotto would be too strong for him. I know you picked Yuri. What did you see in Yuri that went against your...
Okay, well, I think Yuri's the two definitive rounds that he won were the 3rd and 4th, and he found a way to land that right hand against Cotto. He knew how to maneuver himself. He's a side-to-side fighter, and he knew how to position himself to land that right, and I think he could have done that consistently throughout the evening. It just happens that, and Cotto, you got to admit, under his new trainer, Emmanuel Stewart, he does have improved balance. So that did help him there, and I did feel that his speed was a factor against Yuri.
Interesting. There was a fighter in the junior middleweight division on the card, Martirosyan. How did you think? How did you see that fight? And is he going for that title?
Well, eventually, yeah, he will get a title shot. The junior middleweight division right now is loaded with fighters. He's definitely one of the top. I'll call him a contender at this point. He was a prospect. Now he's a contender.
Were you impressed with him with his victory over Joe Green?
Absolutely, absolutely. I did think that he was going to win, regardless. Joe Green, in my opinion, is a limited fighter. He's a southpaw. He's got a strong left hand, but that's about it. Right. And really, Martirosyan outworked him. He landed his right hand, his power shot, and did what he had to do to win the decision.
Now, where does Powell Wolack, who fought also the third fight from the last fight, he had a decision over James Moore. Moore looked pretty good. I mean, he surprised me. And he looked prepared for Wolack's style. What's your take?
He did. Moore did surprise me, and he did better than I thought he would. I thought maybe Wolack would have scored a knockout,
right?
But Moore is the kind of fighter that he's going to get in there and rough things up.
You mentioned the junior middleweight division is loaded. Would you like to see like a tournament and get these guys in some kind of?
I'd like to see tournaments in every division.
In every division, okay.
Really.
Anyway, coming up not this week, but next week is the Andre Ward Alan Green fight. I'd like
in the tournament.
In the tournament, that's a tournament.
Right.
I'd like to talk to you about it, but it's a subject for next week. So stay tuned, Sean.
I will.
You will. For Sean Sullivan, Boxing Digest, I'm Jay Monte. Be there in the square. Take care.
Want more? Go to inasectv.com to connect with the world of sports. Real-time updates, blog postings, and all the action you can handle in a sec. inasectv.com, connecting you to the world of sports.